A wave of controversy has rocked the Korean entertainment industry after Cha Eun Woo was publicly named in the context of a high-profile tax investigation linked to a boost in state revenue by Korea's National Tax Service. On March 11, officials connected to the economic team under Lee Jae-myung discussed plans to expand tax enforcement. The move has been touted as a strategy to boost the country's income, but the public spotlight is focused on one thing: why is Cha Eun Woo's name mentioned? Different from routine tax audits, these investigations are touted as high-profile selective probes, deliberately targeting large figures to attract public attention. When Eunwoo's classmate's name is included in the narrative, the public begins to question. Is this purely law enforcement? Or is there an element of public example to suppress compliance? Big impact on reputation. For a global artist, just being named in a tax investigation is enough to triggering a wave of big news, attracting intense public scrutiny, put significant reputation pressure. In fact, in many tax cases, the problem that arises is often just a difference in interpretation, not a serious violation. Many observers think that putting a big name like Eunwoo on the national agenda could be a calculated step, showing government assertiveness, sending signals to the public and industry players, increase compliance quickly. But on the other hand, critics have sprung up judging that public figures should not be used as tools to build law enforcement narratives. This controversy has now developed into a wide debate. Transparency vs public pressure. Law enforcement versus policy imaging. Justice vs political strategy. One thing is certain: Cha Eun Woo's name is now at the center of a much bigger storm than just tax issues. The controversy that dragged on Cha Eun Woo's name now doesn't just stop at investigative discourse, its impact is starting to shake up his career and the entertainment industry for real. Investigations conducted by the National Tax Service of Korea led to allegations: use of a family company, allegedly paper company. Objective: divert income to be taxed lower. Value of additional tax bill, more than 20 billion won, plus or minus 200 plus billion Indonesian rupiah. Korea Jungang Daily +1. But it is important to note, the case is still in the dispute review stage. The agency calls this a matter of tax interpretation, not embezzlement intent. Wikipedia. Domino effect, Korea takes a hit. This scandal immediately caused a huge effect. Content featuring Eunwoo withdrawn or hidden from the public. Korea Times. It was even superseded in government military programs. A number of brands began to attract advertising and cooperation. Her name is trending globally, not because of the work, but the controversy. This shows how strong public pressure is in high-profile cases. Getting to the realm of politics and regulation. This does not stop at the individual level. In South Korea, this controversy even triggering proposed new law on entertainment agency tax transparency. Highlights small agency practices allegedly used for tax efficiency. DDTC News. This means that Eunwoo's case has now turned into a trigger for systemic reform. Apologies and defense. In the midst of a storm of criticism, Eunwoo has submitted a public apology, claiming to be more disciplined in tax obligations. Korea Jungang Daily. Meanwhile, some parties such as the Association of Taxpayers confirmed tax bill not equal to automatic tax evasion. The public is asked not to rush to judgment. Wikipedia. Global spotlight and reputation pressure. Which makes the situation even hotter. This case happened while Eunwoo was in the army. Even its international events continue to run amid controversy. Korea Jungang Daily. It creates a great contrast between global superstar image vs legal pressure at home. The controversy that dragged Cha Eun Woo is now entering a more complex phase. It's not just a matter of tax numbers, but it has turned into a battle of public opinion, media, and government credibility. New fact, schema, and timeline highlighted. A number of tax analysts began to uncover possible scenarios. Artist earnings are often managed through separate agencies or entities. Differences in interpretation appear in income classification, personal vs corporate, tax burden to be borne, meaning. Cases like this are often in the gray area of the law, not black and white. Public reaction, split into two camps. In South Korea, public opinion is now divided. The critical camp. Consider public figures to be an example. Assess this investigation is reasonable and necessary. Fortress defenders. Judging this is too exaggerated. Suspect there is an element of targeting celebrities for deterrent effect. Eunwoo's name becomes a symbol of debate. Law enforcement versus public pressure. The entertainment industry is starting to speak up. Some entertainment industry players began to speak indirectly. There are concerns that artists are being used as messaging tools. The agency began conducting a massive internal audit. A number of other celebrities are reportedly being secretly examined. This signifies. This case could be just the tip of the iceberg. Pressure on the Korean National Tax Service. The spotlight now also turns to the tax authorities. Was the election conducted fairly? Why was the big name announced to the public in the first place? Is there an element of political communication strategy? Some have even called for greater transparency from the agency. Conscription factors increase sensitivity. The situation is sensitive because Eunwoo is serving a state duty. For some people, this makes criticism feels harsher, but also elicits sympathy for not being able to defend themselves actively. Some possibilities ahead. Administrative settlement, pay plus fine. Legal appeal if there is a serious dispute. Gradual restoration of the image if not proven gross violations. Or just widen into other celebrity investigations. The point now. Cha Eun Woo's case has turned into not just a tax issue, but a symbol of how countries, celebrities, and the public face each other. And one thing that keeps the public waiting.